Welcome to our next mini. Here we are, another mini episode. And
Hi.
so, what shall we talk about today?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking about because we had Scott Ballard on last week, who is a business coach,
Yeah,
and he asks the best questions, but he gave us some homework assignments.
that he did.
So I wanted to see, do you remember what the homework assignment was? Did you do it? And if so, do you want to talk a little bit about that session and then maybe do the homework assignment together?
Sure. So, the homework, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was write down 10 ways we feel we are successful. Did I get it right?
Yes. Yeah, so
Okay.
his whole thing was write down the sentence, "I am most successful when
Right.
dot dot dot," and
Uh-huh.
then write down at least 10 things of
Okay.
what you're most successful. So I did that. Did you do that?
I did, yes.
Oh,
So,
cool. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Let's do it.
No. Okay. So, should we play a little tennis and just go back and forth a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll just go back. Let's not explain it. Let's just like go back and forth, and then we'll like explain at the end. What do
All
you think about
right.
that?
Let's go.
Okay.
You first. We'll go back and forth. You first.
Okay. I am most successful when I have 8 hours of sleep.
I like it. I am most successful when my students understand a concept I teach.
Ooh. I am most successful when I'm not eating dairy or gluten.
Oh, I like it. I'm learning my aversion to gluten too. I am most successful when I complete my weekly workouts.
Ooh, I am most successful when I am on my bike.
Yes. I am most successful when I get the proper amount of sleep.
See, we got a pattern. We got a little pattern going. I am most successful when I'm reading consistently.
Ooh, I like that. I am most successful when I take action and finish a task I committed to.
Ooh, I am most successful when I'm writing consistently.
Mm. I am most successful when I stick to my boundaries.
Ooh, that's a big one. Okay, I know we want to explain that. We'll do that later. Okay. I am most successful when I'm looking for joy in all beings and situations.
Mm, I like that. I am most successful when I eat healthy.
I am most successful when I am sketching out funny scenes in life.
All right. I am most successful when I maintain my self worth.
Ooh, I am most successful when I'm laughing.
I am most successful when I save and invest money.
Mm. I am most successful when my antenna is up in hyper observation mode.
Mm. I am most successful when I am happy.
Aw. I am most successful when I'm having long, interesting conversations.
I am most successful when I release my next book.
Woo! Okay. I am most successful when I'm working out 4 times a week.
Okay. I'm done. Those are my 10.
Oh, you are? Oh, did we do 10? We
You
did
did
10.
10,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I had like some other ones. Okay. So, what I really liked about this exercise was I think when we think of the word success, we think of business, right? But
Yeah.
where I went immediately was like sleep, health, eating, working out. And I really do believe that for myself. When that is in check, my business is in check, my relationships are in
Yeah.
check, my finances are in check.
Mhm.
That's like for me. But like, what about you? Like, what was your kind of like what jumped out at you when you did this exercise?
Like you said, we need to have a strong foundation so that we can be successful in other things. Like at first, you're like, am I going to put on most successful when I make this amount of money or get this client or whatever? But if what is, I think I heard Judy Holler say this one time. If you don't work, this doesn't work. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. So we have to have a good foundation so that if we're at our optimal, then the rest will come naturally.
Yeah, and I think performance. Like, I think we have to figure out like, have you seen those guys or girls or the people talking about hiring sleep coaches and how the way they look at it is if they're at their optimal performance when they're sleeping their best, they are investing time and money into sleep coaches, like what time of day you go to bed, the linens that you're using, the environment, the sound, the light. Have you heard about this at all?
No, not much, but I'm. I'm becoming a quick believer. What else is there to it?
So it's not my thing because I'm a great sleep. I have never ever had a problem sleeping. In fact, like my grandma Susie, I don't think she was a diagnosed narcoleptic, but like you
Hmm.
could sit at a table with her and she would just nod off. And I'm the same. I can be in a room of chaos, but if I'm tired, I can lay down and fall asleep and be happy being in the chaos. In fact, my family says that, right? So sleeping isn't my problem. But I've talked to a lot of performance people, and I have a couple friends have hired sleep coaches who their whole thing is like the sound machine, the temperature of the room, the light. Like, what light is coming through your blinds? Are you wearing a mask to cover your eyes to keep the right amount of darkness in? And going to bed and waking up around the same time every day is important. I know for me, my hormones, like, circadian rhythm and all that is super, super important. So I try to go to bed and wake up around the same time. But yeah, and I have another friend who actually hired a sleep coach, and the big advice that the sleep coach gave her was, as soon as you get up in the morning, go outside and get natural light. You don't have to work out, but
Hmm.
just give yourself at least 10 minutes of natural light. It just does something to the body. So yeah, sleep. I think I'm happy that sleep's on both of our lists of being successful
Yeah.
because I don't think a lot of people think about sleep for performance.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Did something spark in your mind when I talked about my boundaries? Because you look like a little light bulb went off there.
I did. Well, I think it did, Amani. I think because we've been, when we interview all of these guests, and a lot of them talk about different things, and they ask you question, at the end when they ask us the question, when we flip the script,
Mhm.
you talk a lot about boundaries. And I know that's something that you've really been working on. So the light bulb that came up is like, you and I have been at this thing 2 years. So I guess I wanted to volley to you, like, how is your boundary work going? Or
Mhm.
when you struggle with your boundaries, what are you struggling with?
I think it's going well. I had a little bit of a test with my brother the other week, which went well. Um, and so the true test will probably be like it's going pretty well with work, but whatever the next relationship will probably be the true test because that's where I struggled the most.
Mm,
And so, but I learned the most also. So I think that that'll be the true test because then, I'll be able to put all the lessons I've learned into practice and then we'll see.
I love that. I mean, I think we all can get better at establishing boundaries. I think I'm pretty good at it now. I used to be really bad at it a long time ago, but it's a default behavior we all slip into because most of us are people
Yeah.
pleasers.
Yes.
And we want people to be happy. We think if they like us, we'll be happier. But sometimes it doesn't matter if people like us because they don't like themselves. So they can't
Yeah.
even see through liking us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, say
So
that again. Say that again for the people in the back.
for say that again, louder for the people in the
In the back.
back. Isn't that a
Yes.
song?
Yes.
Yeah. If people don't like themselves,
Right.
you can't make them like you. So
Mhm.
just work on liking yourself and then everything else works out in the end, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was one. I'm trying to think. Yours, you did good just in terms of the funny one was when you looking for the best in all the different opportunities, and you also mentioned one when you're like happy and you're writing every day. How is the
Mhm.
writing every day going?
I mean, I write it every day all the time, but I don't always write like consistently. Like I'm working on another book, right? So I'm writing every day. But in between books, I'm writing blogs or but just writing for myself. That's a different thing. And so like journaling is writing for me.
Yes.
So that goes well. But then writing on my computer is a whole different thing. And sometimes I not forget, but like I when I'm in between books, I don't write on the computer as consistently as I like to, but I'm more successful when I'm reading and writing. It's just the very basics of my vocabulary is better when I'm reading and writing.
Mhm.
My focus, I'm way more grounded. I think it's because that's my purpose of my I know that I was put here to read and write and find the funny things and joyful things to read and write about, even really serious things. So when I'm doing it, I'm in my flow. So I just have to
Yeah.
remember to stay in my flow. I've got to consistently be reading and writing.
Okay, I like it. Now there was one question which was asked of us last week by Scott, that
Mhm.
we're gonna save to answer at a later date, but it was very, very profound. I even texted you
You
about
did, you
it
reminded me, yeah.
in terms of what is the book that you need to write, but you're scared to write. And I think we both have an answer, but we're both are waiting until we make it public. Would that be an accurate answer to that question?
That is an accurate answer to the question. Yeah, there is the book. I think 2 things for me is, 1, I love the question. Scott is such a great question asker. So if you didn't listen to that episode, listen to the Scott Ballard coaching episode. He is a multi-million, like a company exiter. He's a great leader, but his true calling, I think we learned through that. And I used him for coaching before, so I know how effective he is. But his true calling is truly guiding people where they need to be next. But
Mhm.
he asked us that question: what is the book that you haven't written that you need to write, or you're afraid to write? Right.
Right. Yes,
But
afraid
yeah,
to
I,
the proper.
I I've got it. I've got the book. I'm not ready to write it yet. And I know you've got the book and you're not ready to write it. Why aren't you ready to write it?
Why am I not ready?
Yeah.
I would think I'm not ready because I'm still probably working through some things internally, healing. I'm probably not in the most probably still a little anger going on there. Just I'm probably still not in the best mental state to have a true inflow writing experience, although I could write a damn good book right now. Excuse my language. But so I just need a little more time and maybe perspective. But we'll see. We'll see. How about
Yeah.
you? Why are you not ready to write it right now?
I don't know if I'm ready to accept some of the things that will be in the book. And I think some of it is a little revealing, some of it's a little controversial. I might want to wait till a couple people die. Like I like I there might be some offensive things in
Yeah.
it. So and I want to be respectful to that. And so plus I've got 2 other books I'm working on that I'm really excited to dive into. So I want to clear the cobwebs with that, and then I'll probably go deep on this other one in 10 years or so.
I think that needs to be a topic too because you've got 2 other books you're working on. I've got one that's getting closer to the finish line. We need to talk about what books are we writing next because that's an interesting topic too. Let's write that down for
Ooh,
our
future
next
mini, a
conversation.
mini.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
Now,
that's a good idea.
this is the mini. So the mini is finished. Please continue to like and subscribe and share with anyone who could benefit. And we will see you next week for another mini. If you have a topic for us that you want us to cover, send us a note, a DM, and we'll add it to our schedule. Anything else to
Yeah.
add?
I just double dog everybody to try that exercise.
Yes.
I am most successful when dot dot dot, write down at least 10 things, spend some time, go in a quiet area and do it.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. I did it. It was a good reminder of how I spend my time and where my time is better spent. So just do it. I double dog dare you.
Double dog there. Very
Yeah.
good. We'll see you next time for another mini. In the meantime, stay safe and take care. Bye,
Take
everyone.
care. Bye.